For those of you that are burnt out, and I remember this feeling because I did it for almost 3 decades straight, burnout is really your body reacting to the stress. It's your body's way of saying, I don't want to sacrifice another day of my life for metrics I don't believe in, and I isn't going to do anything for my well being. It's actually for someone else's pocket. It's really your body's wisdom. It's that boundary being enforced. It's an invitation, if you will, to redesign your life, not around having to have a job, but around hope and finding fulfillment in your regular daily life. You don't have to be dramatic. You don't have to have like a burn it all down moment. You should just start with one question. This is what helped me anyway. What tiny thing could I do every day for the next week or so? Just implement one small thing that would make work feel a small percentage more livable for me this week. Maybe it's not associating with a coworker that's really toxic and gossips a lot. Maybe it's making sure that you come in right on time and you leave right when your shift ends. Maybe it's making sure you take your lunch break away from your desk. Maybe you get outside for lunch. Or maybe when you come home at 5 o'clock on a Friday, you don't check your emails again until Monday. Whatever small step that you can do to make sure that you are being more self-aware, any little step that you can implement in your day that makes you a little bit more self-aware about what's happening to your body and what this job is actually doing and taking its toll on you will help you see everything in a completely different light. Just for an example, what I started to do was to make sure that every hour on the hour, no matter what was happening, I would get up from my desk. If I was in a meeting, I would excuse myself and say I had to go to the restroom. You're allowed to do that, by the way. You're allowed to just get up. If I didn't have to go to the bathroom, I would just walk around the building for a minute. I'd go outside and get 2 or 3 breaths of fresh air and then just go in the other side of the building. Like I said, just getting away from your desk, just not being so tied to everything that's happening in the workplace in that day. Because what they want is to basically have you mentally and metaphorically chained to your desk. So you just keep turning out productivity after productivity after productivity. You keep hitting every single metric after metric after metric. You're making them more profitable. You're making your manager look good. If you're not getting anything out of all of that effort, then these are the types of things that you need to put into place in order to avoid burnout and in order to not be so disenfranchised with your job and eventually your life.